back with another drone video for the channel. So I picked this up at Target, and it's the Sharper Image Aero drone. So we're gonna open this up, see how it flies, and I'll tell you guys what I think about it. So I picked this guy for two reasons. Now, in front of the box, it kind of displays of it being somewhat of a fast little moving drone, as you can see there. Okay. And what also comes with this drone is a launching pad. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I picked this up, and hopefully I can recommend this guy, and we'll see how it goes. So I paid 55 bucks, and that's what it's going for. As you can see right there, $55. Yeah, so this is the front of the box, as you can see. Cool looking box. This button is supposed to light up the drone, but mine doesn't. Okay. Now this drone does have 9 LEDs, so it's supposed to be a real good night flyer. We'll see about that. So again, this is the front of the box. Okay. That says auto landing, stable hover control, quick launch. Okay, that says flip stunts, quick turn, aerial maneuvers, advanced autopilot, and there's the classic Sharper Image remote, or at least the shape of it. We'll see if it's the same. LED lights, USB-C charger. The last Sharper Image product I looked or made a video of had that USB-C cord on one side, but the other side was different, I believe. It was just a standard USB plug. We'll see if this is the same. And that says rechargeable battery. Okay, Sharper Image Aero drone. All right. So that's the front of the box. Here's the side. Bright LEDs, includes 9 LED lights for night flying. It's basically the same thing as the front. 2.4 gigahertz control. So this may be a good drone to fly outside. Not much interference. We'll definitely test that out. Here's the back of the box. Okay, not much information. There's the remote again. And the box is still sealed, as you can see. Both sides, the stickers are intact. Alright, that's that side of the box. Here's this side. Stable hover control. Push to fly quick flight button. Okay. Here's the top of the box. Designed in California. Ages 14 plus. Okay. Here's the bottom. What you get. So this says Aero drone, USB-C charging cable. The drone requires a rechargeable 3.7 800 milliamp lithium battery included. Remote control, landing pad, and what you will need is going to be 4 AA's. So let's open this up. I'm going to set you guys down and I'm gonna get something to open this box, so give me a second, guys. Blade. Here we go. Okay, so I feel some stuff underneath this plastic. I'm just gonna grab that. First thing that popped out is the owner's manual, and you'll want to read this before you fly your drone. Nice. Landing pad. We're going to set that aside and look at it later. And that's it. So let's take this plastic out. Plastic that's holding the drone in the box. It is tight. Okay, so the button is interfering with me pulling it out. There we go. I'm going to lift the drone out, but I'm not going to pull it out yet. I'm going to unplug it from the drone. Okay, and that's just the button that I was trying to push to light up the drone. Nothing else in the box, as you can see. And here it is, guys. We got the drone in place, the remote, little baggie of parts. Let's take a look at this first. Set you guys back down. So it's a bag inside of a bag. First thing, we got some extra propellers, and I'm sure these are going to be labeled. So if you go to replace them, make sure you have the right one for the right spot. So exactly it. This one says C. So make sure that when you go to replace one of these blades, you grab the right one. Okay, we're gonna put that aside. So we got 4 extra blades. Here's the charging cable. Okay, so it's the same thing as the last Sharper Image drone that I had, where one end is the USB-C and the other is the regular USB end. Okay, let's see how long it is. Okay, so it's pretty long. I want to say like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. We're going to set this aside. So I'm going to pull out the remote next. Nice. Okay, this is different. So this remote, these sticks are not they're not like your average remote control stick. So these slide, these controls slide. As you can see, it's just like a circle, and it goes up and down, left and right. It goes all around, and they seem to work okay. They might be a little sticky at first, but I'm sure once you start using this more and more, it'll work a little easier. We'll see how that works out. So that's 2 sticks. I see a on and off switch. Okay, I see a speed button, auto orientation button, and some trim. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And on the top we have turn, maneuver, flip, and flight buttons. So we got 4 buttons on top, and this is the back of the remote. Here's the bottom. So I'm guessing that you're gonna have to remove this to get to the battery compartment, so let me go find a small Phillips. I think that's a number 1 or a number 2. So let me go find a screwdriver and I'll be right back. Okay, number 2 Phillips. Okay. And there we go. There's your battery compartment. 4 AA's are needed. So let me find some batteries and I'll be right back. Thanks, Duracell. Okay, so the remote does have a light. It's right there. And it's slowly blinking. Nice. And I did hear a beep. So we have sounds, I believe. So let me put this cover back on. Turn that off. There we go. Alright, so that's ready to go. We're going to set this aside. So last but not least, let's pull out the drone. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. And here it is, guys. The drone. Not a bad looking little drone. Wow. I see some LEDs. There's 4. And I'm not sure where the rest of the LEDs are. Okay, so we got maybe 2 more back there. I see 1 in there. But we'll see where they are once we turn this on. As far as the drone, it's not very heavy. So if you take this outside, it might have an issue flying in some wind just because of the weight. Very light. Okay, so that's the bottom of the drone. Okay, and here's the top. Some sticker on the ends here. Here's this side. It's not bad. So I'm going to turn the drone on and see what happens. I want to see the LEDs light up. And it is completely dead. So I'm going to give this a charge. I'm going to show you guys that process. I want to see if there's an LED that lights up when it's charging. Okay, that's the charging port. Plug it in this charging station here. Okay, so the drone is charging and I see 1 LED lit up right there. Alright, so that must be the LED that shines when it's charging. Let me unplug it just to make sure. Yep. Okay, now the switch is in the off position. Let me see what happens when I turn it on. Nothing. Oh, so the drone will turn on. So what I'm going to do is just turn it off and let that charge. Okay, so I'm going to let that charge and we're going to take a look at the instructions. Okay guys, so I skimmed through this manual and I will say that if you get this, I would definitely read through this carefully and keep this around just in case you forget how to do something, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. Now, I did want to say that this drone takes approximately 120 minutes to charge, okay? And I was right about that LED. Once you plug this in and it's charging, the light stays on. When it's done charging, that little light that I showed you guys goes off. So it's good to know. There is some more that I did want to point out. Now I'm just going to skim through this, but yeah, the buttons on top of the remote, they all do something. So this takeoff button can also be an auto land button. So you're able to land this 2 different ways. You can do it automatically with that flight button, or you can do it manually. Another thing I did want to point out is the stunt modes. So for this button here, flip, in the owner's manual, it'll tell you how to do it. So you'll use the button, pick a direction, and it'll give you a 360 in that direction. And here's the maneuvers stunt button, which is this one. Okay, now you push the button, you pick a direction, okay, and it'll give you a different stunt or trick for every direction that you pick. So for example, on this very top one, they call it the leapfrog. You would push the top maneuver button, and on your right stick you would push up and it would do the leapfrog. For a second trick, they call it the fadeaway. You would push the top button, which is the maneuver button. You would push down on your right joystick and it would perform that fadeaway trick. So again, I would definitely keep this owner's manual around just in case you forget to do something. You can always look back quickly and figure out how to do it. So I can't wait to try these tricks out once this drone is fully charged. It's still charging at the moment, so I'll be back once this is all charged up, and we'll give these stunts or maneuvers a try. So I'll be right back in a little bit, guys. Okay everyone, so one thing we can look at before we start flying that drone is this landing pad. Let's open this up and see what kind of material it's made out of and how big it is. So let's open this up. Some kind of sticker. Okay. And here's the landing pad. So right now it's not opened all the way. There we go. Wow. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Let me see if I have a tape. So this landing pad is almost 23 inches. It's about 22 7/8. So it's a big size, at least I think. Put this on the ground, see what it looks like. Okay. Looks pretty cool. I've never had one of these. I don't know what advantage you would have by using one of these, but it's always cool to have. So it's got the Aero landing pad logo there. Some kind of design on there. Sharper Image logo. And it's got a loop on this one end. If I can get it to open. There we go. So it's pretty nice. And as far as material, I think this is a nylon. Okay, so I'm not sure how long something like this would last, but it's cool that they offer it. So as far as the drone, she is all charged up. So I'm gonna unplug this thing and we'll get set up to fly. So give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is start this up, pair it. So this is a drone that you have to pair the remote to the drone. And I want to kind of get going pretty quick because this doesn't have the biggest battery. It's only an 800 milliamp battery, so probably not going to fly that long, but we'll see. So I do want to get it up in the air using the flight button, see how good that works. And then after that, I do want to do the flip stunts. After I do that, I want to get into the maneuver stunts and try each option. And then I want to do the turn stunts and see how that does. So we'll do this, and then if we get that far with the battery, we'll take it outside, see how it flies outside. It's not that windy outside, so I'm sure it'll be okay, but we'll see how this goes. So let's start this up, and this is going to go kind of fast because again, I'm trying not to use that much battery. So let me get you guys kind of ready to go here. I need to get a new tripod because this tripod is not it's not holding up anymore. It'll just kind of drop on its own and not give me the shot that I want. So to turn on this drone, it's got a little switch on the bottom here. You just put it in the on position. Okay, cool. So we got some LEDs, some on these side propellers, as you see there. Okay, some on the back and one on the front as far as I can see. Turn on the remote. Okay, and now we got to bind it. So to bind the remote to the drone, you got to go up, down. Okay. Once you see the flashing on the remote stop, it'll be good to go. Try to give you guys a good shot there. And I'm going to use the flight button or the takeoff button, which is this orange one here. That should put me up in the air by itself automatically. And then from there, I'm going to do some flip stunts. So for that, we use the flip button, which is this one here, and then pick either left or right. So I'm gonna do left first and then right. And then I'm gonna bring it down by trying to use the automatic land, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Whoa. Okay, whoa. This isn't that bad. Wow. Now, honestly, it's kind of strange with these joysticks. Hopefully, you guys can see what I'm doing. But I wish they would have kept the old style joystick. I'm gonna add some back trim because it keeps drifting forward. There we go. Some side trim because it keeps drifting to the right. There we go. This thing is smooth. Very smooth. Okay, I'm going to do a flip. Okay, that was a right flip. I'm going to do a left flip now. Works flawlessly. I'm going to bring it down. Oh, that works perfectly. Okay, so we did all the flips. So that we did the left and right flip. And now we're gonna do maneuvers, and that's this button here, the maneuver button. Okay. So what they want you to do is press the maneuver button and then pick a position. So the first one I'm gonna do is a leapfrog, then the fadeaway, then the bank loop left, then the bank loop right. So I'm gonna go up with the stick first, then down, then left, then right. So let's do that. A little bit of trim, forward trim because it was drifting back. A little bit of left trim. Here we go. I'm going to click on the maneuvers button. And go up with my right stick. Okay. Okay, so you saw that? That was called the leapfrog. We'll see it one more time. That was pretty cool. The next one's called the fadeaway. So that's the fadeaway, I guess. So what I'm doing is pressing the maneuver button, pressing back on the stick, and it moves to the left. The next one's called the bank loop left, maneuver button, and then to my left on the right stick. See what this does. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh wow, that was pretty cool. So I'm going to do the opposite loop. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that worked out, but it hit the door. Okay, we're going to land this. I did all the maneuvers, and I used the auto land button, or the flight button again. So the last stunts that I'm going to do is the turn stunts, and what they want you to do is click on the turn button first, click the rotation or the direction that you want the turn to happen, and it'll do so. So let's give this a try again. Each direction is a different stunt. They all have a different name. So we're gonna do the first one, which is the corkscrew left. Then we're gonna follow it with the corkscrew right. Then the left twist 360. And then last is the right twist 360. So that'll take off. So here we go. We're gonna do the first one, which is gonna be. So here we go. We're gonna do the first one. I'm gonna click the turn button, and then the right stick go up. Okay. The next one is the same thing, but my right stick, I'm going to go down with it. Very nice. Works great. Adding a little bit of trim. Trying to do this as fast as I can so I don't kill the battery. Okay, the next one, same thing. Only difference is my right stick to my left. Very good. Now the opposite. Works. Everything works. I'm gonna land it. Okay, that worked out perfect. It does good. All the stunts they say it does them. So that's a plus. So the lights look pretty cool. You can definitely see them, that's for sure. And it's a mixture of blue and red lighting, so it looks good. Battery's still going. We've done some stunts, so I'm kind of surprised that it's still going. Let's take this outside and see how it flies. I will say I do wish they would have kept the old style trigger versus these slide ones. When you want it to move kind of fast, it is hard to push these in the direction that you want. They kind of get stuck in a way, but that could just be me, that I'm not used to this remote. I guess maybe once I get a little more practice with it, I won't have that issue, but I do notice that they kind of get caught. So just so you guys know. And what I mean by old style trigger is something like this. Okay, a stick like that. It's easier to kind of push wherever you want it to go. So, all right. One more thing I do want to test before we go upstairs, now that I'm looking at it, is the speed button. I want to see how many levels of speed it has. So let me put it back down. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. So right now it's on a single beep speed. As you can see, doesn't tilt much. It's not very fast going forward or backward. Okay. The remote makes 2 beeps when you engage a different speed. And it moves faster. Not exactly the fastest drone that I have, but it definitely improves its speed. Now it did land by itself, so I'm guessing the battery must be dead. So I'm gonna try to take off, see how it does. Yeah, this battery is dead. I didn't get any warning beeps from the remote, but I do see some flashing going on. So that didn't last that long. I would say at most 8 minutes. What I'll do for you guys is show you a time lapse of how long it takes to charge, and then we'll take it outside and see how it does. All right, everyone, so I'm at the park and we're gonna fly this. I just wanted to show you guys the wind conditions. We're at 10 mile an hour winds, so I don't think this little drone is gonna do that well. Just feels like there's more wind than this little drone can handle. So let's start this up. Turning the drone on. The remote on. Okay, we're gonna bind it up, down. It's bound. Okay, I'm gonna start a stopwatch. I want to see how long this is up in the air. I'm guessing somewhere around 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So we'll see how it does. That's even if I can keep it in the air. So here we go. We're gonna take off. Oop. No way. I gotta bring it down. As you guys saw, it just does its own thing. So this is definitely an indoor flyer. We'll try it again. Okay, let's try this again. Nope, same thing. Wind just takes it wherever it wants to go. All right, so that test was fast. So I do want to see how long this flies. Let's take it back indoors, fly it around, and then we have an idea how long it flies. And I will try to make a room semi-dark to try to see some of these LEDs in a dark room. So let's take it back and we'll go from there. So we're indoors and we're gonna fly this around. I'm gonna put you guys in the time lapse, but we'll see how long it flies for. I just wanted to show you guys these LEDs, and I think they look pretty cool. It's a good color of blue with some red, and as you can see, it glows pretty nice. So I like it. So let's give this a fly. All right, as you guys saw, it was just over 5 minutes, so that's not a very long flight time. I'm kind of surprised it was that short, and I wasn't doing any tricks or anything. I was just kind of putting around in the room. So what are my final thoughts? I'm gonna recommend this one, and only for one reason. It does everything it says it does. It does all its tricks, and they're pretty easy to figure out. But as far as trying to learn on this little guy, you're gonna have a hard time trying to learn how to fly this, and especially if you have a small area to fly it in. And if you want to take full advantage of its tricks, you're gonna need all the height you can get. So vaulted ceilings, I almost feel like they are a must. So there you guys go. So I do recommend it, and only because it does what it says it does. But you do need a big room, vaulted ceilings, and don't make it your beginner drone. Not very long flight time. So, all right, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.